Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I have, I've heard many of the comments before, so within the council, we had quite a bit of discussion. I think we have, the council also had an attempt that was not directly related to fire so much as it was to general trust. And I think that the attempt and the comprehensive nature of the recommendations tries to speak to that trust issue. We have a history of 2 or 3 sides in this particular issue, both fire and timber, and how we adjust to the changes that have taken place across the state over the years. And we have, as a result, as you heard today, and a real desire to bring some sort of comprehensive approach to this, not just say we're going to deal with hardening homes, but also how we're going to deal with the fuel issues in the forest, how we deal with the health issues that are a result from smoke and the fire. How all of those things have to be connected, and I think that's what the council attempted to do. There are going to be folks who are not going to be necessarily pleased because they are not going to be able to go into the forest and log the way that they did 40 years ago. That's just very simple. There's also not going to be a situation where every time somebody wants to go in and log that they're going to be stopped every time, which is something that also was taking place 30 and 40 years ago. So the approach that we're taking to how we deal with fire and wildfire is going to be important because we're now seeing it not just in an isolated fashion. When I was a reporter, I got a chance to go out and see a lot of fires. I covered a number of forest fires in Southwest Oregon and also in Northeast Oregon, and all along the Cascades. Those fires were devastating, were very upsetting, but they were not anywhere near the kind of fire tornado kinds of approaches that we saw within the Douglas complex several years ago. So I think we're starting to see some changes. I think I'm also seeing people talk with one another and not decide that they already know how people are going to feel about things. I'm very pleased with this particular report. I think it has some real options. We're going to have to always keep monitoring to see how things work, but I was pleased with it, and I hope folks got a sense of the kind of work that went into the 9 months of discussions. And I've got to say, I wasn't able to be there for many of those discussions because we were in session and I ended up having to leave to go to other things. But what I did see and what I did hear was very encouraging.
Thank you. Sheriff